Well, affordable housing concerns are making the news again. New data revealing the average asking price for a rental unit in Canada had its fastest ever annual growth. Data from rentals.ca and Urban Nation show the average price for a unit up 10.5% over last year, $2,200 a month. The average monthly cost of a one bedroom is up a staggering 12.9%. It's now $1,920. And a two bedroom is up 11.3% to $2,300 a month. BC and Ontario are the most expensive provinces for renters to call home. For more on this, let's bring in Sean Cooper, mortgage broker and best-selling author of Burn Your Mortgage. I think a lot of people wish they could right now. Sean, thank you for joining us tonight.
Great to be here, Roger.
Your thoughts on the cost of rent and how much it's jumped in the last year?
Yes, it's really no surprise with the home ownership so difficult for a lot of Canadians, and a disconnect between home ownership and wages not keeping up. It's forcing a lot of people to rent instead. So with more competition in the rental market, it's causing rents to go up. So no real surprise there.
And are we going to see similar increases this year? Rising interest rates, homeowners renewing, trying to cover the costs?
Yeah, I wish I had a crystal ball with interest rates looking to be coming down in the latter part of the year. We could see some easing of rental rates as people try to get into the housing market with interest rates coming down, but I don't think it's going to be like a sudden shift or anything like that. I would just expect a lower increase in rental rates. So not expecting like during COVID when the rents fell by like 50% or something crazy like that there, but I would hope that there would be some easing of the rental increases going forward.
What other factors are driving these increases?
Yeah, I would just mainly say that it's the simple demand and supply, and with on the demand side, as mentioned, people are just finding that home ownership is more challenging these days, especially with home prices as high as they are. And also, I definitely think that local municipalities can do a lot to encourage more landlords to rent out their properties. Like as an example, in Ontario here, there's such a backup at the landlord tenant board. If they did a better job with clearing that up, then perhaps more people would list their properties for rent, because they don't want to list their property and then have to spend a year trying to get a tenant out. So definitely, I think that the government can do a better job on their end to bring more rental properties online and make them available.
What are people doing to try and survive right now? Are they bringing in roommates? Are they looking at leaving and trying to find smaller places?
Yeah, I think all options are on the table. If you're renting with a second person, that's definitely helpful. And yes, in more expensive markets like Toronto and Vancouver, I definitely think single folks are bringing in roommates or two, and also looking at moving further out. Like if you're want to rent in the Toronto area instead of renting right in the downtown, if you're looking for more affordable options, you could perhaps rent in the suburbs like Brampton or Markham and commute into work. I definitely think with the working from home and hybrid work, it's enabled people to do that there. So yeah, I definitely think people are getting a lot more creative to make ends meet, because definitely you want to have a roof over your head. That's very important.
And it must be a difficult time for people who are thinking about buying. They're renting right now and weighing all the costs on both sides.
Yes, certainly. It's not cheap to buy or rent these days. If you have been renting for a while, you do have the benefit of rent control up to a certain point there, depending on the age of your property and the rules in your local area there. But yes, if you're newly going into the rental market, it's definitely challenging. If your income, if you're spending more than $2,000 a month on rent, it definitely makes it challenging to come up with a down payment for a property there. So perhaps people, if they have the option, they might live at home and instead of renting when they otherwise might want some more privacy and freedom there. So definitely, I think people have made adjustments to their lifestyle there because it, as mentioned, if you want to buy a home, it's pretty hard to do that when $2,200 or more of your income's going towards rent each month.
Okay, Sean, thank you very much for your insight on this. Sean Cooper
Oh, my pleasure.
Sean Cooper's a mortgage broker and best-selling author of Burn Your Mortgage.